It is another deciding match between ToD and Empire Happy. Whoever wins this match goes on to Championship Saturday. Whoever loses this match goes on to a leisurely Saturday of tears.
Indeed, you are correct. Both these guys 1-1 in their groups. That means, as you said, leisurely Saturday for the loser.
Yes.
Stress-filled Championship Saturday for the winner.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's going to be quite painful.
Performance permitting.
Yeah, I mean, they've had so many games throughout this weekend, and of course, Sunday will be played in the ice hockey arena. They're building a giant pier that is extending over the center of the arena, so that way everyone can see the 270-degree panorama view of 4,000 nerds. And it looks like the game is now starting. It is going to begin on Tall Dream Altar. It is a TVP, and we've seen ToD.
It happens to me all the time. Sorry.
We have ToD versus Empire Happy, duking it out. You know, I think ToD's style of that sort of passivity, building up the huge macro army, is going to help him, I think, enough if he can get there. But Happy has this really unusual Banshee style that is extremely potent.
Indeed, indeed. We are looking right now at the red Terran player in the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. That is Empire's Happy.
All right, and the production crew people are going absolutely nuts.
Thanks, production crew guy.
In the top left corner, he is not from Team Millennium, though we have been saying that all weekend long. It is Fnatic MSI's ToD.
Le ToD.
A lot
overwhelming fan favorite in the amongst the production
are always
crew.
rooting for the American.
What?
We also see that. I'll let it happen. We see Empire Happy's going to go ahead and plant down that supply depot on this map. Given the fact that there's really no choke entrance, it's difficult to do any other build than I think a sort of one barracks early expand or maybe the double Hellion build. However, Happy loves doing all that Banshee action. In fact, almost always he goes for the early Banshee opening, and I think it's less the Banshee that makes him sexy and more so the Raven. His use of said tech unit.
I can dig it, day 9. One thing I think we really have to consider here, Happy just played a grueling, like, 50-minute-long TVT against Show on Antigua Shipyard, so fatigue is going to be a big factor here.
Seriously, Show refused to die in that game. It was like in the 3rd remake of the Star Wars series when Vader gets his arms and legs chopped off and he's still sitting at the edge of that giant river of lava begging and begging and begging, and he won't be back.
But he came back anyway.
Yeah, I mean, he technically came back anyways, but, you know, it's a prequel to the trilogy.
Prequel to the sequel.
They were basically done at that point in the same way that Show is done.
Fair enough.
In this tournament. We also see ToD continuing to spend a lot of chrono boost. The bottom left corner, Empire Happy, is amazingly going for this kind of tech-focused play. This is actually very uncommon in this map, or on this map.
Very, very long distances that he's going to have to cover with whatever unit he decides to finally make. So far, it's still just that one barracks, but should probably be following up with something.
Oh, no. Oh, if he loses this SCV, he will be blushing.
No blush yet.
Might I ask, do you know?
Yet.
Oh, no, my God.
Now he's blushing.
He is so embarrassed. He dropped dead from shame. And I just want to ask, do you know what country Empire Happy is from? I know ToD is from France.
I think Happy, all the Empire guys are Eastern European. I want to say that Happy is Russian, but I could very well be wrong. Beastie is Serbian. Kos is, I think, Ukrainian.
Yeah.
And Happy is from that neck of the woods as well.
Happy is just kind of his own thing. He's not really from anywhere.
He's from the nation that is happy. The Happy Nation.
That is true. Empire Happy, one of the most ridiculously pleasant nations you'll ever see. You know, Empire Happy absolutely loves that Banshee play, so he's going to do it no matter what. Looks like Happy is from Russia, and few countries put more smiles on faces than Russia.
Cool.
It actually takes up over 100 time zones. There are people who are already in 2012 in Russia.
You know how many time zones there are in China?
How many?
Take a guess.
4. 1. Oh, my God. Day 9 is always right as long as you can let him keep talking. The robotics facility popping down from ToD. I think that this is generally going to be somewhat of a risky play, can be quite weak. However, I think he does know Happy quite well. And, I mean, when you're playing on Tall Dream Altar and you encounter this, I mean, part of me wonders why Happy didn't build that bunker forward. Happy moving right on out with that Hellion.
Yep, it's going to be able to get a pretty nice scout of, oh, no, it's not. ToD is going to fully wall in here with this second pylon. He does not want that Hellion getting in. Zonaga Tower
Nice little wall off.
get cleaned up there. And I guess ToD just going to wait until the second Stalker pops out. I don't think he's going to let that. Surely he's not going to let that pylon finish. No, he would never let that.
He would never let a pylon.
He's not going to let
he
that
would
pylon
never,
finish.
he lets it right on in time.
Yes, and a single Hellion probably not going to be able to kill too much in the way of probes. One probe falling.
Wow.
That's it. Just the one.
So Happy, though. Watch what he does with these Banshees. He's an absolute magician with them. And he is not... Ooh, oh, no, there's the Expansion Command Center. First, I was about to have explosive tears of fear and pain and anguish. Empire Happy actually canceling this cloaking field. What we'll generally see him do is get 2 Banshees and start piling them onto one location, sort of having the Stalkers caught out of position. But what this weird Raven play allows Empire Happy to do is do a lot of early pushes that ordinarily would not really function that well. You can throw down the point defense drones, pick off those Stalkers, and look at them walking right by the Observer.
Observer sees it, thinks about turning him around there, but is instead going to go all the way into Happy's base, see what is waiting for him. I think it was very smart of Happy to cancel the cloaking because he scouted that Robo with the Hellion. And I sort of feel like that extra gas would have been wasted. Now he's going to have a bit more money to dump into other things like this stim upgrade that he's getting.
Here comes that Banshee now sweeping right on in, picking off 1 probe. Can he get 2? Happy normally gets like 1,000. But he's going to stick with sort of a meager 1, a conservative single probe kill. But this is classic Empire Happy, what he does every single time.
Ooh, Observer!
Oh, Observer! Gets killed off, doesn't even need a waste to scan, man. He can mule all day. He does not give a damn. We see the combat shield and the stim incoming.
Yep, Command Center up now for Happy. Banshee's going to come on back in for a repeat performance, but the Stalkers are still waiting. 3 gates down for ToD, and he's already getting that robotic space. He's going to go right up to Colossi.
Now, ordinarily, you'd be in a risky spot as your friendly neighborhood Colossusing player because you've seen how play has been developing the past 6 months. Terran players have been trying to be aggressive, and you know what most Protosses did? They figured out how to hold it off with strong macro and just generally good timings. And then this Colossus play suddenly became safe again. You got to buy yourself all this time. But Happy's play style exploits that sort of comfort that Protoss players have. You will see Happy explode out of nowhere with a seemingly small amount of units, and he will punch your face in half. Uh-oh.
The old face-splitting punch. A couple more SCVs falling down there to that Banshee harass. 5 workers in total have died to Happy's harassment. 62 supply to 69. Pretty even game here. A little bit of a supply block for Happy. Just now starting that depot, so it's going to be a full 30 seconds before he's able to pump out any more units.
ToD does have that nice composition. Not too sentry heavy. I think one of the big mistakes a lot of Protoss players were making is they go way too sentry heavy. Medivacs, Ghosts easily able to repel these sorts of plays. And here comes the auto turret push. A lot of funky maneuvering going on by Happy. Look at him just picking off some free units. Keep in mind, this is just energy that's being spent. Oh my goodness, ToD doing some big hits right now, but Empire Happy knows exactly how much damage these units can do. This is the magic that makes the Russian player have such a high win percentage consistently.
Indeed. You got a really, really great trade there. If we look on the units lost tab, favoring Terran a little bit. 14 units dying for Protoss. Terran's only lost 8, and most of those units were Marines and Marauders, which are typically very expendable. First Colossus is popping out now for ToD, so that's going to make it a little bit harder for him to be attacked. Happy is still on just the 2 bases. No 3rd command center going up just yet as we see these Marines and Marauders moving down here to knock out these rocks. We do see that he's thinking forward to another base. ToD is going to push down towards the center of the map here, going to take that Zelnaga back from Happy. You can see Happy so map aware, stimming that Marine, running him away. Doesn't want to lose anything unnecessarily. But another bit of a hard supply block for Happy. He got hit, he got locked on 62, getting locked again on 70.
Yeah, you know, and that's the sort of thing you just cannot really afford when it's this kind of push incoming. Happy knows the threat.
Yep. And a depot dying here is a huge deal because now Happy's not just supply blocked, he's deeply supply blocked. 84 of 78 supply now for Happy. We see 1 depot finishing and he still can't build units. That sucks.
Ooh, this is going to be very dangerous for Happy. He needs to get these Vikings into a perfect position. It looks like, oh, that's exactly what he's doing. Oh no, this Colossus is under huge threat. The Raven gets picked off, and so does the Colossus. That means that ToD is going to have to pull back.
Yeah, that was another pretty good trade for the Terran player, losing a Raven but getting a Colossus and a couple of Stalkers. And I don't know that he lost a single Viking, Sean.
I mean, that is an impressive play. Again, Empire Happy knows how to continue the aggression, but ToD is looking pretty cool.
Yep, third command center starting now for Happy. ToD going to start working on his own destructible rocks so he can gear up to take a third base. We have 7 gates for ToD. And adding that first forge just now, new Colossus popping out. Thermal Lance, of course, is done. When are we going to start seeing that Warp Prism? I love ToD's use of the Warp Prism, and I would love to see him start adding one in here today, shortly, here soon.
I love every Protoss's use of the Warp Prism. I don't care what's happening at any point in time. He could literally have just expanded and have only probes, and if he just flew a Warp Prism around to drop probes to build pylons, that would just turn me on.
Yeah. Johnny Bronzeleaguer Warp Prism is just as cool as the ToD Warp Prism.
Undoubtedly. Warp Prisms are always helpful.
Yeah, they're just full of awesome. They're like aviator sunglasses.
They can be full of awesome and warp in awesome. They're just an awesome factory. It's like those clown pants where they just have so many objects in them, like 12-inch subs, that sort of thing.
Rubber chickens.
Rubber chickens, indeed.
Squeaky bananas.
Squeaky bananas, indeed. Except a Warp Prism doesn't have any food item. It only has murderous units from Ire. ToD continuing to warp in a lot of ground units. Doesn't have the double forge necessarily and has not yet begun that speed upgrade, which is going to be absolutely essential. And this is kind of interesting. Happy actually getting a sensor tower on 2 bases. Generally, you see the sensor tower in the Terran versus Terran matchups to spot for drops and this sort of thing. But Happy has a very, very thin army with an extremely sort of control-focused mix, so he has to be very careful.
Yeah. Interesting placement on that sensor tower. It doesn't really cover the fringes of the map here. It just gives him a little bit of extra spotting outside of his natural, and that's really not going to catch any drops moving around the sides, coming like back into the back of the main, for example.
Yeah, I do think this pylon could pose quite a threat, Mr. B.
Sure could, Day 9.
Swing right on in. At the bottom, we see the pylon from ToD. Also sort of manner blocking the 4th base. Happy is starting to press himself out into the center of the map. There's the scan. He sees what's up, and it is absolutely devoid of Protoss units. Sweeps right on up. That pylon did not stand a chance, but here come a good old pair of zealots ready to harass valiantly.
Yep, +1 Zealots will shred up these SCVs with all sorts of haste. A couple SCVs going to die right away, but there is the old worker pull, so turret going to have to be canceled. Here comes the army of Happy, and he will be able to clean up these Zealots, but he's taken a couple of losses, so I think ToD's going to be more than happy with that. He was able to confirm that there is a base there, able to get a couple of kills. Yes, Happy does see that pylon. Storm Tech, about 75% complete Day 9, and that is a great way to transition out of Colossi.
Yeah, I mean, I love the way that ToD never stays on this Colossus tech too long, always plants his foot right in the Templar tech, allowing him to have that extra bolster of force. Now the Colossus suddenly don't become the main damage-dealing unit. They're more of the ghost killers, trying to make sure that Happy doesn't get too good of EMPs off on that central force.
Yep, critically Happy does have those ghosts, unlike what we saw in the last PVT we saw ToD playing against Show, I believe it was, who just chose not to build any sort of ghosts. Some Zealots being warped in here down at the bottom of the map just to keep this expansion from being, I guess, securable.
Some very nice snipes by those ghosts. And there's the big EMPs. The Templar are nowhere to be found, but Happy does not really have that big of an army.
That was a pretty superb engagement for Happy, but look at all these charge lots. 1-1 charge lots, 2-2 already on the way for Happy, so upgrades pretty equal. A single High Templar in the mix with enough energy for Storm, and a couple more with not quite enough energy for Storm. Looks like ToD really wants to force a fight down here at the third base.
Yeah, ToD absolutely wants to engage, and Happy, gets another
nice
EMP, but the EMPs are nice, mini cute EMPs. They're bite-sized. He needs to get the perfect EMP off. The ghosts are boldly going right up to the front, and he manages to kill off one of that Storm set, but ToD has so much. There's another huge Storm. Happy has to pull back.
Yep. ToD just able to zone Happy out at this point. Those ghosts can't really get down there. And nice snipe by Happy.
Sniping.
Command Center will manage to float away. That is a ton of Zealots Day 9.
Oh no! It looks like they are falling rapidly. Small hole did appear in that entrance, and no, it looks like Concussive Shell did not quite manage to take effect in that battle. Now we see all the workers kind of pulling around, a drop coming up for Happy, and an amazingly close game with everyone engaged in the battle pretty much nonstop.
Yep, 174 supply to 174 supply. Once again, where did those SCVs even come from, Day 9?
I don't know, but they will definitely throw off ToD. ToD's now looking for a hidden expansion that just ain't there.
Yeah, indeed. Happy going to push down to the bottom right. He's finally going to be able to do with his proxy pylon so that he can take a 4th base. A little bit of a drop up at just south of ToD's 3rd.
Oh, Happy. Oh, he does manage to pull away with but 17 hit points, and he decides it's time to go back in and get some revenge. The Colossus wishing they could walk sort of sideways down and shoot up into the air. And now ToD is going to be dropping back at the backside.
Yep, a couple Marines going to come down. There's 2 Colossi here. This drop is going to be utterly worthless.
Wow, that drop that did not work out very nicely for anybody.
Ooh. Shut down. ToD going to go ahead and expand over here on the top right-hand side of the map. Happy still hasn't taken a 4th base. Does he have a 4th command center building? He does, and yes, it is down here at the 3rd base, so he's going to float that over to the 6 o'clock position. ToD's still just kind of moving around the center of the map. This is what you talked about. He plays a very slow, steady, patient style.
I mean, there's just so many gateway units all over the map. I mean, with that many gateway units, it becomes increasingly hard for Terran to really get any momentum into the center of the map.
Yeah, and at this point, ToD closing in on a max. I love what he's doing. He's going to throw down a ton of additional gates so that when there finally is a fight, he's going to be on like 16, 17 gates, and he can just immediately remax.
Uh-oh, ToD trying to get into a good position. Happy cannot really find the right angle. He's trying to move in the Templar. Ooh, he gets the money EMPs. He does get the big shot off, picks off a Colossus. If he gets all those Templar and all those Colossus, oh my God, the patience of Happy is astounding. He is getting the money arc that he needs, and the Templar almost all get EMP'd. Oh no!
What an incredible engagement for Happy. ToD trying to drop like an emergency storm, but it doesn't even matter. That was a max Protoss against an unmaxed Terran, and that was not even close. 150 supply for Happy, only 100 remaining for ToD, our French Protoss. Back in his natural expansion, he's got a Colossus and a few High Templar, but that is it. That was beautiful ghost control by Happy.
That was incredible. Happy now sort of stepping back onto the field, has nearly all of his units involved in this fight, now taking that 4th base. I'm just so impressed with Happy's relentless aggression. ToD now desperately needing to set himself back up in a calm way. All his units are on the field except for this one little observer, just kind of hanging out, tending to his garden and tending to his dishes, making sure everything's okay, doing his little luxurious duties way back at home.
Indeed. So there's that 4th base landing for Happy. He's got this big army in the center of the map. Happy's going to be maxed out in 1 or 2 more production cycles. And ToD, he is a long way from anything close to that. A couple of Marauders going to be dropped over here at the big feedback, but there's just not any energy on that medevac.
Oh, that poor medevac did get fed back, and ToD is going to do his best to clean this up. But the small engagement in the center of the map, ToD is trying to get himself a rapidly strong enough army to deal with this big force.
Indeed. We do see Happy looks like he's moving as if he wants to threaten this top right series of expansions. He's got so many ghosts. That's 8 ghosts, all with full energy. It's going to be so tough for the High Templar and for the Archons to deal with.
I'm quite amazed that Happy's actually just hanging in this. I mean, if at the front of his base, we see that there's almost nothing there. He did manage to establish his control after being down to 88 food against a max Terran.
Up to about 160 versus 190 or so. The army of ToD it's respectable. 3 Colossi, 3 Archons, 3 DTs, and 8 High Templar, but he's got to get into range to drop those big storms if he's going to make anything happen.
DT's now moving through the center of the map, heading on down. This expansion is just a free picking. ToD can do absolutely nothing to protect it. He has to have his entire army packed tightly together. Now it looks like we see those 2 DTs going down to the bottom right, and oh no, ToD needs to do a perfect control here. He is getting some big shots off there, but now it looks like the bottom left expansion is available. Happy does sense that there's a DT heading on in and appropriately retreats. Happy playing this out very well, but the problem is ToD is slowly establishing control of that top right expansion area.
Yeah, he's buying himself so much time here with these DTs. He's basically gotten Happy off of his back. He's up to about 170 supply now. Worker count's pretty even, 54 to 59, so the army size definitely favoring Happy, but ToD is closing in on a max, and he's going to probably get one more big fight this game. which, you know, I wouldn't have thought that would be the case about 5 minutes ago.
ToD has so many high Templar. He has a gaggle of Templar. Murder of Templar, Ben.
Indeed. 10 high Templar, 10 ghosts.
Well, whose 10 is bigger? That's the question.
Depends on if it's the metric system or not.
Oh, nice. Very well. Very well played.
Vikings and bio stuff just kind of backing up. And, oh, man, I just don't know. 171 supply for ToD. He's trying to get maxed out again. Happy's army is looking terrifying. 3-3 bio. That is a ton of damage, day 9.
Yeah, and I mean, we do see that the Vikings also have that 1-1 upgrade as well. I mean, will help against those Colossi. Level 2 upgrades coming down. Happy getting more barracks, and players really don't want to engage.
Yeah, the Vikings, I think, are going to be able to one-shot these. No, not quite. It'll be 2 shots on the Colossi. But still, with 5 Colossi in his army, ToD is really relying on these robo units to be effective in this fight. And those Vikings are going to knock them down very, very quickly. We see the scan going down and an observer being picked off. Both these guys just jockeying for position. No one really wants to commit to a fight just yet because neither player is certain that he can win it. But look at the bank that that Happy is sitting on. 2,000 minerals, 2,000 gas. He'll be able to remax so quickly.
Yeah, but Happy has to be very, very careful. If he gets into a poor engagement and ToD seizes the momentum, I mean, ToD has so freaking many gateways. He can't replenish those. Oh, my God. Oh. It's been an even trade. Oh, there's been some big EMPs. The Vikings are really starting to work down on that huge troop. It looks like the Archons are stepping into action. Another poor engagement for ToD. His Zealots marching off to their doom one at a time. ToD is focused only on his high Templar, trying to pick off those ghosts, but it looks like he may have done it.
Those Templar were so far out of position day 9. They were way at the back of the fight. Didn't really get any good storms off. A couple of feedbacks went down, but not even killing all that much with the feedbacks. We do see a ghost in the middle of the map slicing up a few units, and I don't think Happy has realized it just yet.
Oh, a nuke. Oh, Happy, you're so kick-ass. He is throwing down a nuke at this top right side. Happy is trying to control the center and pick off these fringe expansions. ToD amazingly gets out of the way in time and will lose only a cannon.
Yep. Going to lose a cannon, going to lose the shields on that assimilator, but that was a really, really nice catch by ToD. He's got a lot of places to be looking. And managed to see it. Oh, a big drop at the same time, but ToD is all over it. A couple excellent storms here. ToD has been warping in on the top right side of the map because he knows just how important these 2 expansions are.
He doesn't get it. You see that this nuclear frickin' bomb does land, and ToD manages to take it down.
Ouch. Second nuke is a charm. Lots of probes dying to that. If we look on the income tab, we see 43 workers for the Protoss player, 55 for our Terran.
What? That is so few freaking workers, and ToD is pissed. He is moving through the center of the map. We see that this 1DT is doing a phenomenal job managing those expos on the bottom right. ToD, relentless, so good at staying alive.
Yep. In that same vein, Happy doesn't seem like he is really willing to deliver that killing blow. He's being so patient is the nice way to say it, but I mean, I feel like he's had windows to just attack and win that he's been ignoring altogether.
Well, it's kind of a tough decision on a map like this. I mean, if you devote a huge force to, say, for instance, kill off this expansion, you leave your own expos quite vulnerable. And it's almost funny to think that a reasonable way to play this map out is to try to starve your opponent to just 4 bases. It almost doesn't make sense to say that, but Empire Happy is getting that 5th base up on the left, and as long as this little DT can do its thing and the nukes can keep on floating, ToD just making sure that this refinery gets what's due to him.
Once again, ToD catches it, pulls those probes out of the way, and we'll put them right back on mining after losing just a single cannon. There's a lot of Archons in the army of ToD. EMP is going to be so good against that. But with a smaller radius, you know, I'm not sure how many EMPs he's going to have to cast.
Uh-oh, that was a nice little snipe there by Happy, picking off but a single ghost. DT now stepping forward. God, with that level 3 upgrade, 60 damage per slash.
Slicing and a dicing.
Now, it looks like Happy's sort of operational directive at this point, which basically means what he's trying to do is establish some good nuke positions. There's the offensive nuke. Nice placement. It gets canceled. He's continuing to step forward. Empire Happy at this point is more than wealthy enough
And when does ToD decide that he wants to turn around and make a fight happen? He's essentially been there's been a wedge driven between ToD's 2 sections of the map. There's another nuke going down.
Gosh.
Where is that one?
It's going down at this top expansion, and the engagement has not quite happened. This game is in sync with tension, Ben.
Indeed, indeed. Day 9, and that nuke does fall, but there's nothing there to die, only a single probe. Happy just sitting right on top of this Zelnaga tower, controlling this space. Another nuke going down.
If at first you don't succeed, nuke again.
Oh, and this time ToD doesn't seem to see it. Oh, yes, he does spot it finally, backing up those probes again. Whoa, Colossus!
Oh, Colossus! I'm here to help. Oh! And with an armor upgrade, you can withstand a nuke. Oh, look at this Templar. Oh, my God. He tries to EMP the Templar, he misses, and he's like, screw this, man. He just scans it up.
Oh my gosh, what a ridiculous game we're seeing. Both maxed out are our 2 players. Look at all the money that that Happy has. 3.5K, 3K.
$3,500. Oh my God, another nuke going off. This time it is at the right expansion.
Those nukes have got to be so annoying. ToD has finally maxed out again, so he is starting to accumulate a bit of a...
1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, nuke fish, pull back, pull back, pull back, get out of there. It looks like nukes aplenty. Happy doing a solid job of just holding the center, trying to keep ToD locked down to just having this top right mining. Couple of SCVs are going to try to finish off this Nexus. I don't think it'll work. It doesn't work.
No, the old SCV drill. Very, very effective against buildings, but only when you can get to the buildings.
Oh, no. It looks like Happy's just going to plant himself firmly in this worker line, and with not a photon cannon powered in sight.
Yep, a couple probes going to fall. Quite a few probes going to fall. No detection here. Zealot's warped in. He's like, where is he?
It's like, what's happening? Oh, my purpose in life does not feel very meaningful.
I know you're here somewhere.
Another Zealot warps in, and
he's just going to launch a nuke from like right there.
Oh, God. It is the race between the pylon and the nuke. Can the pylon finish in time to get the detection? There it is. He needs a third. Hit the ghost. Hit the ghost. Oh, retreat. And back to being unpowered again. Oh, my God. This time it's a race between the energy and the Zealot.
Next time we see a map here, our game here is going to be snowy.
3, 2, 1. Oh, cut in half. That nuke is just going to spiral off into outer space where it will safely bump into some planet that hopefully doesn't have innocent furry things on it.
10 medevacs. Out for Happy. I wonder, at what point do the medevacs start cutting into the size of your army? There's also a ton of ghosts in that army. 15 ghosts is the number. And those are going to be very, very effective against all these Archons. 9 Archons, 5 Colossi. 2 of them have been very, very low on health. The rest is Zealots and High Templar.
I really feel like the hero of this game is this one DT whose life has been going back and forth all game long.
He's on like a perpetual stroll. 7 kills on that Dark Templar.
This poor frickin' Nexus. He's been through a lot.
How did this ghost get up here, man?
What is that ghost doing up there? Oh, my God. This poor little ghost. Look, he has these other friends. They're coming. They don't even have their guns. They're just going to throw the nukes with their bare hands. And, oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Losing the shields on a couple of those stalkers. That Nexus does get blown to smithereens. ToD's just like, whatever. I'll just build it again in the same place.
Happy. Nuke in the main now. Oh, is he going to do the triple nuke?
If he can take out all these pylons and then force a fight, it might be really smart because there'll be no reinforcements.
Oh, my God. It looks like Empire Happy went to In-N-Out and ordered a double-double, except instead of hamburgers, he was talking about nuclear missiles, Ben.
Well played, Sean.
Thank you.
Those nukes do fall, and they kill absolutely nothing, but he couldn't keep launching them. Now the gateways are unpowered, and that is a ton of unpowered.
ToD responds with a cannon, and it looks like it will not be enough because nukes win versus buildings every time.
Indeed. Cyber Core dropped all the way down to only 4 hit points. What a silly game. It's just nuke, 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 nuke.
I mean, he really should shoot that building, take it out, but no. It has 4 hit points. Do you want to punch it? No, I'll send another bomb.
The Cyber Core will certainly fall. A couple of these gateways will go down. Kabloomy.
And there's the nuke.
And the Holocaust continues. 3 more nukes coming down.
We see the gateways continuing to rack up in the top right corner. Uh-oh. He just needs to finish the cannon. Happy scanning himself to make sure he's not going to be messing up.
What are these guys? What like ToD? His APM right now is just—he's somehow 70 APM doing. I have no idea what he's doing with that 70 APM. It's just bombs going off everywhere.
Looks like, wow, ToD killing off his own probes. His buildings are in mutiny. This is actually quite a clever play from Happy to just begin nuking the main apart. Just trying to make sure that ToD can't keep up in production. Nice snipe there, helping keep that Ghost alive, continuing to nuke away. Happy, in a sense, is actually trying to secure this expansion. As it gets to this late in the game, again, this hero Dark Templar completely managing everything so beautifully. Well,
that's actually a new DT. Finally, Happy has decided to make a push and see if he can force something to happen. The army of ToD, where is it going to go?
He's leading with the Colossus. Always dangerous to do because Colossus can climb all over everything. They spent their youth in jungle gyms. They always end up boldly going directly into the army with absolutely no protection, but they need to forget they're fragile. They got big heads and skinny legs. They were not popular in school. They need to stick by the stronger, cooler things like Colossus and Archon. Oh no, Happy trying to advance forward, get into a good spot, and there's the EMPs. The Colossus evaporates almost immediately. ToD needs to start storming those Vikings.
+3 on the Vikings. Doing 17 damage a shot. That is a lot of damage per shot, day 9. Still maxed out are both of our players, but the bankroll of Happy significantly better off than that of ToD's. This has been kind of a silly game.
I mean, this game had so many nukes, was starting out so good, and now the players are just sitting around, and it is looking more and more and more like a use map settings game or a Fun Day Monday, only do damage with nuclear missiles.
Max out and then only fight with nukes.
Max out,
That's
only fight with nukes. That is super. Ghost of the Dark Shrine again goes down. This left turn expansion by Empire Happy established 45 SCVs, and Happy is just sacrificing it to get a bigger and bigger army. There's the nuke. You can EMP Templar, you can snipe Templar, and nuking is another effective way to prevent storms.
This is really gonna suck.
Oh no, the High Templar. Oh, this one probe, all he wanted to do is hold the watchtower. Interestingly, only getting a single Templar.
The other 4 High Templar remain. Pylon died, a cannon died. There's a couple of snipes going down. Those are pretty cool. Still just kind of jockeying around the middle of the map. I am so blown away by the fact that both these guys just don't want to fight.
Yeah, I mean, these are very pacifist kind of players. Looks like what they're going to do is instead give each other scowls and launch nuclear missiles at each other. I do think that the big key right now is if we explore around Empire Happy's base, he actually only has 2 starports, and in fact only one of those has a reactor. So what this means is that if ToD can begin storming the Vikings, he can replenish his lost food with Colossus, which is going to be an absolutely fantastic way to begin exploiting this army. Look at this, ToD. Holy freaking ToD, he's making a move, and how many Archons is that? That is just, that is a baker's dozen of Archons. One of the only mining expansions for Happy is done.
Yep, ToD doesn't lose anything in that exchange. Just kind of kills that base, kills all the SCVs. I don't think Happy's going to miss the workers, though. Down to 19 SCVs.
Oh, a single storm does land, but notice that just a little bit of tickling of that electricity.
Indeed.
All those Vikings just felt like they got done licking 8-volt batteries, which is something that everyone should really do just once in their life.
Oh, man. You're so mean to suggest that to your viewers.
Well, it doesn't actually
feel good.
Yeah, it's not actually pleasant in any way, in any regard.
There's nothing fun about it at all, but you should try it just to hurt.
Yeah, you should just, it's a unique kind of hurt. It's a hurt you never forget, and the hurt that sort of influences the way things taste for hours. Because it just tastes like poor decision-making.
Indeed.
Which is a very sort of memorable flavor. We see all the High Templar still figuring out how to clump themselves properly to receive maximum damage from one storm. Whoa! Oh, that's one way to stop a nuke. Chop him in half with his own energy.
Happy at 6,000 minerals, 5,000 gas, deciding he doesn't want to remax. He's just going to stick at 180 supply. Macroing up is too much to ask at this point of the game. Somehow ToD with 250 APM. I have no idea what he's doing with that.
ToD, I think this is one of those points in the game where players should really begin writing "I'm sorry" in pylons. I didn't mean to in pylons.
Oh, man.
I mean, seriously, they have so much money they could like have a rap battle with buildings. And we could sit here trying to figure out what the last few letters are going to be.
Can I buy a vowel?
Well, it looks like ToD is still sitting on his ass between his expansions that hardly have anything mining at any of them. This expansion is just here. It looks like, here's an engagement. It looks like a single Marine.
Vikings might
well,
die.
He killed a Marine, and that's definitely better than what we've been seeing in the last 30 minutes, Ben.
The peace treaty has been violated. Maybe Happy's going to do something about it.
Oh,
Another
my God,
nuke
he's
going
to
down.
nuke the hexagons because you know what? Who likes board games anyways? This is a freaking video game.
Fires the missiles. And it lands on nothing. Scorched Earth, day 9.
Oh, my God. He's pissed as hell at the hexagons. Oh, it looks like what he's doing is slowly.
Is he going to nuke his whole army?
Oh.
You've got to be kidding me. No, Happy. Do not do that, Happy. That would be bad.
Empire Marine King
Happy.
Prime. A single probe sacrifices his life.
F you, probe.
Now,
48-minute game, 39 minutes of which have been nukes and maxed armies playing. This is like World War I, man. Trench warfare.
yeah. There's a reason why there's only like World War II RTS games.
Yeah.
World War I just. It was very Warcraft 1, I feel.
When the clock strikes midnight, the two players are going to pause the game and play soccer in the middle of the map.
Well, I think that would definitely at least create a little bit more activity. We see the mega death on the Templar. He got EMP'd, sniped, and subsequently nuked. There's another nuke going down ToD. Uh-oh. ToD.
Of course, going to move his army there.
ToD. Well.
ToD is definitely.
Oh, God, I thought the nuke was going to land.
ToD definitely sitting on a better economy. 30 workers to 18. And Happy has somehow spent down some of this cash. What has he been building?
Starports.
Okay.
Another nuke. You know what? That could be going down somewhere of note. Oh, it looks like he's going to kill this cannon.
Trying to actually bait ToD to walk into some nukes. Gateway is going to fall. Nexus, the mining mineral field is going to get more or less cleaned up. ToD doesn't mind. He's just going to transfer. Where's the nuke landing? Okay, that's over the expansion.
Oh my God. Anyone who's watching at home, you know how to dance. You know how to dance. Behemoth Reactor. If you don't know what I'm talking about, get on youtube.com and look up Fusion Core Dance. And you will become a happy person. Empire happy. Continue to advance forward.
SCVs being sacrificed.
Oh, this game is boring. Here it is. Yeah, Fusion Core dancing action. If you look at the mini-map, you'll notice that the red blob and the blue blob aren't anywhere near each other, but you're still feeling happy at home. Look at that. Yes, indeed. Come on, rock out with your Fusion Core dance out. I want your hands in the air. We'll come back soon enough when he begins researching that Behemoth Reactor. Until now, it looks like buildings are being built in the middle of the map. And ToD. I became increasingly like that scary, stern voice they have in the Thriller movie previews. ToD.
And ToD drops another nuclear missile, and nothing happens.
Find out next week on Dragon Ball Z. Here comes another nuclear bomb, and in the units lost tab, we see no change. And
EMP whipping there.
This game is about as interesting as a sack of hot doorknobs.
Please, the admins need to just disqualify both these guys and let whoever's 0-3 just advance.
Well, and the best part of all is that this is game 1. Really?
No, you have to be shitting me right now.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, God. One battle cruiser on the way. What would we have done if the internet just cut off?
That would have been
we're going to have to replay it. Sorry, guys.
We're going to regame on Tal'Darim Altar. The only restriction is that both players have to cut off all their fingers. and they're just going to mash keyboard and mouse like little cats excitedly looking for some attention. Here comes another nuke at the expansion that has no probes mining at it, and another nuke that will only deal about half shield damage to this cannon, whose shield will reheal eventually. Uh-oh, looks like both probes have bit the dust. These buildings are going to take it. Okay, there goes down the shields of the photon cannons. There is a strong possibility that this will not have enough time to reheal before the rest of these cannons are finished. And here, the buildings are in a lot of trouble. They do end up falling, and it looks like these 5 starports that were constructed so long ago, pardon my language, haven't done dick, Ben. They're just there. They're just 5 buildings with tech labs.
But hey, in important other news,
in behemoth reactors, in other news, fusion core dancing time, ladies and gentlemen. We are about to hit the 1-hour mark.
Oh my God!
You could fit in like 2 episodes of Jersey Shore. Would not be a big problem.
Season 1 of Lost.
I know. You know, I think what I'll probably I'm really excited because back home, Thanksgiving's going on. ToD, be careful with that nukes, ToD.
Slight moment of excitement there. No, crisis averted. 1 cannon dies.
A cannon falls. The cannon whose shields were charged was lost in battle, but his brothers, the also immobile, non-moving cannons. Another nuke is down. Another scan to pick off observers.
This time Todd's in an awkward spot.
He EMP'd his own ghost to reveal it. Oh my God, Empire, that was dumber than a bowl of hair. Oh, wait a minute. We have
an engagement and an Archon dying, Day 9.
An Archon dies.
2 more battle cruisers able to be started.
Oh my God, this is as. It looks like the engagement is actually going to happen.
Oh my God!
Huge EMPs! It looks like he's getting the storms that he finally needed off. Oh my God, something is happening. All this army of Empire Happy that was carefully dancing around the middle of the map is ultra super dead. A nuke goes down as long as he doesn't EMP his own units.
They finally
fall in an even reciprocal fashion.
80 to 80 now.
Oh my God, Empire Happy is building battle cruisers, ladies and gentlemen, battle cruisers, and it's at this point in time that both these players realized I just killed off all my own workers, 27 workers to 15 workers. I don't know.
I'm like literally lightheaded and my face is tingling right now.
Well, because I mean that's a lot of lack of oxygen from trying to strangle yourself out of boredom in that game.
Interestingly enough, I kind of think Happy's killed himself.
Oh, man. This game is so great. You know, my grandpa once had a bag of nails, and I would stare at it for hours. I would just look at it, the shape.
Oh, you know, it's like I can remember hanging out at my grandparents' house, and it's like I was bored as hell, and my grandfather gives me those 2 nails that are like hooked up to each other, and he's like, figure out how to pull them apart.
Oh, my God. Oh, man. That certainly kept you entertained for up to 5 minutes before you realized that
this game sucks.
That the sun is an essential part of a human being's life, and it looks like Ghost Battlecruiser Medevac. Mass. Oh, no, none of them are cloaked, and it looks like the battlecruisers are advancing. They're out in the middle of nowhere. He really needs to EMP some of these battlecruisers, but amazingly, Empire Happy getting some nice shots off. He does manage to throw down those Yamato cannons, kill off the Archons, and ToD is starting to get a slight edge.
Yep. ToD still has money. Happy does not have money. And after an hour of something, I don't even know the word for it.
Wow.
Both players still refuse to conclude the game. Mules being dropped now. Happy like, hey, I need some money.
Wow, I feel like
I'm at lay my head down.
It's like at a wedding of 2 people who are like 100 years old, and all their friends are 100 years old, and they're out on the dance floor, and they're kind of leaning back and forth to the music, and you're just hoping that maybe some dancing will actually happen. I don't know, maybe one will fall and break something. You know, some excitement to spice things up. But until this point in time, no one's really playing anything that's faster than like 20 beats per minute. You know, it's all trumpet-based music. It's not. Well, I guess I do have. Never mind. It looks like ToD amazingly up at 170 food. Empire Happy, who has only 14 SCVs. has not really done things for a long time, and it looks like he's going to go Planetary Fortress Yamato Cannon Defense from this high ground. There's the EMP, the little tiny mini EMP. Manages to get a couple of feedbacks, and he gets
Yamato Cannon's a Zealot.
in the unit station. We do see that there are only 7 Stalkers out right now. There's actually 9 battlecruisers. ToD does not really have any anti-air.
ToD's broke too now, as he's all out of workers and he's all out of mining bases. He's mined out everything.
Feedbacks on everything. The Zealot Archon army does not know what to do.
This is ridiculous, Dan.
Oh my God, it looks like the battlecruiser army transitioned from Empire Happy. So stupidly slow manages to actually cause things to occur. The Zealots now taking out this planetary fortress after 45 minutes of absolutely nothing going on.
Zealot Colossus
Something is going on. Zealot
more
Colossus
mobile than the battlecruisers.
Wow.
It's just battlecruisers chasing Zealots and Zealots saying, I really wish I could jump.
Wow, White Zealots cannot jump indeed. He cannot research Blink for those. Trying to head to the left.
In production for ToD, we see 1 probe.
Well, it's good that he's producing something. He's doing something with his life. He's making certain. He's chrono boosting his 1 probe. Zealots are running every which way.
I think ToD has just resolved to never kill these battlecruisers. He's just going to try. I'm starting to think, Sean, that ToD can't win this game because Happy can lift and nothing ToD has shoots up. Are you seeing it?
I mean, the only thing that's not shooting up is my excitement level for this game, Ben. It looks like it's Zealots versus battlecruisers, and I'm not quite sure the best way to put this, but Empire Happy has a giant fleet of air units, exactly as you point out.
Yeah, ToD can't win.
Well, I mean, he is massing up a decent force of Stalkers and Templar. That one base that was nuke upwards
Where
of...
do you see Stalkers and Templar?
Well, I
Stalkers.
quite honestly see them right here.
Okay, there they are. I see them.
Up there at the top, the Zealots. Oh, the Zealots. Zealot. Well, it looks like we're seeing 2 players engage in a mono battle. One said Zealot, the other said Battlecruiser, and the Zealot guy went, ugh.
Damn it.
Better choose a more versatile unit next time.
9 battlecruisers against 3 High Templar and 12 Stalkers. Will they ever find each other?
All I can say is Game 2 is going to be something special.
What is this mule? Like mule?
Mule to control the Zelnaga Watchtower. I'm a highly trained professional. I can mine at remarkable rates of speed. Why don't you just stand by a watchtower for the duration of your 90-second life, guy? And it looks like all units with all energy all the time. Oh no, the EMP is advancing forward. He really needs to get the big feedbacks. What is this game? You ask. ToD is advancing forward. He's going to try to do some target firing. The feedbacks. He does manage to get the feedback down. Oh, it looks like he's getting some nice feedbacks on a lot of these units. The Stalker arc is big enough. Oh my God. Oh my God, ToD. Oh my ToD may have done it.
Finally.
He's taking it out. And it looks like a nuke is going out on this expansion again. And now Empire Happy is trying to pick off the remainder. Oh my God, the battlecruisers hold. He might nuke his own battlecruisers though, and the probe count. The probe count decrements by 3.
Please just let it end.
God, more like Empire so happy to have caused some kind of engagement. We see the most violent death the world has yet known.
3 battlecruisers. That's
wow.
That's all I have to add.
I just would like to note that every player in this game, including the refs, has up to 3 pauses they can use at any point in time. Wow.
54 supply for Happy, 78 for ToD. Now I'm starting to feel like ToD bouncing back. Happy mining with 4 SCVs.
You know, I figure that while we have everyone's attention, I guess I would like to ask the chat permission to just run a commercial. I don't know if you know this, but Telia is worldwide leader in terms of connectivity in Europe.
Lines
in
connecting
purple line
continents.
connectivity. Some of the fastest purple lines.
Fastest internet in the world. And also featuring trolls with bracers.
You also see this expansion at the left is under assault by a Zealot and a Dark Templar.
OMG.
Making a cameo appearance. In the units lost tab, we see the national GDP of Happy's home country. Billions and billions of dollars has been lost. Looks like Marines are being produced, a non-battlecruiser unit. is under construction. Happy found out that though we're at the hour and 7-minute mark, I'd just like to note that there is an untapped expansion here, and that this main has also not been mined. This expansion's still open. The one at the left is also another option. You know, ToD may as well just re-expand to his own natural.
And of all of the bases, ToD takes the one with rocks blocking the normal placement, dropping a bunch of mules there. DT is going to show up to the party. That same patrolling DT, man.
Oh my God, he can almost one-shot mules.
How many miles has he walked this game?
I don't know, but he absolutely doesn't need to work out this week. that DT can carb up all he wants.
He weighs like 95 pounds because he's burned off so many carbs.
He's such a limber Dark Templar. We see that ToD is still in this game, as is Empire Happy, and no decisive advantage really goes to either player. We see that the worker supply lead clearly goes in the court of ToD, but there are so many mules out on the map that this food differential can be deceptive.
Yeah.
Empire Happy, is going to reveal the secret of every orbital command, and you know what it is, Ben?
That they can fly?
That they all contain a hairdryer.
That's right.
For any of you who don't know, we're just going to go ahead and hang here on this orbital command because nothing else
Waiting
is
for the hairdryer
likely
going to
happen. Here comes the
Here
hairdryer.
comes the hairdryer.
And there it is.
There's
the hairdryer. There's the satellite dish. But most importantly, a hairdryer is an essential component to making sure that those mules feel fashionable and ready to hit the day without any sort of dryness causing split ends. And there it looks like ToD also continuing to harass.
Yep. Only mining with mules is happy, but not even doing that
Oh
very
my
well.
God! Someone play Ride of the Valkyries.
Ba bum ba ba bum.
Dun 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 dun. Engagement. EMP goes down. Little tiny pathetic mosquito bite EMPs do marginal amounts of shield damage to only some of the stalkers that are forming an enormous arc. We see the stim goes down on the Marines. Looks like the battle cruisers are still remaining. Snipes also in the fray. The Archon jumping on in. Some of the stalkers not fighting. More Archons morphing. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think ToD may have killed this.
Just kill the battle cruisers, man!
Shoot it. He takes it down. A small force of Marines. It's 29 food to 70 food. Holy shit. It looks like he has 12 Stalkers, an Archon, and a Dark Templar.
And Happy's still not ready to give up.
Well, it looks like he's going to go ahead and oh my God, we could see upwards of 2 hairdryers emerge onto the field of battle. Empire Happy does realize, oh God, he actually has a lot of stuff. It's because 41 of that food is in workers. Oh my God, may your hairdryer be remembered, noble. Orbital command, and there it is. Look, it's trying to hide under that engineering bay.
The flam.
The flickety flam, indeed. Well, Empire Happy is just going to go ahead and play musical bases.
If all else fails, you can always base race.
You know, I was thinking of taking a turkey and giving it, a nice stuffing, sort of well marinated, and sort of leaving it to go cook. I don't really want to overcook. I'm going to put the thermometer in it, leave it there, and maybe when I come back in 6 hours, when that turkey's done, I'll be in time for the end of this game.
It's possible. It's possible.
Sort of a Thanksgiving-themed rye.
The thing is, if you were to put your turkey in the oven and say that you're going to cast this game and then get the turkey out when it's done, you might burn your turkey.
Oh. Nice. Maybe I could shoot it with one of the Yamato cannons produced out of one of these 5 starports with Tech Lab. Well, looks like ToD's mined out that base. He's still mining at this base. This base also still has some minerals here. Notice that the ratio of minerals to amount of times nuke has a positive correlation. The R-squared value is very close to 1 on that regard. It looks like one whack-a-mole realizes he's got to pull back. No medevacs on the field, which means that Stim is probably going to be the biggest damage dealer to Happy, because I'm pretty certain that ToD isn't going to do an engagement anytime soon. Waka waka. Waka waka waka.
Bum bum ba bum.
I tried to do the noise, the elevation, but of course my voice is cracking, and I'm going through puberty for a 4th time in life, so voice isn't working with me. And there's the scan, and Happy. Oh my God, ToD is advancing forward. There's the stim, an excellent storm, and good game! Oh, we've done it. If you were an attractive female, I would kiss you right now. Let's say you're just an attractive
Like,
man, so I will
swear
give
to
you a
God,
look.
I'm lightheaded, and I think that I'm approaching
Wow.
like seizure or aneurysm mode.
Wow, let's go ahead and do the usual, bring you back into
yeah.
frame. Come on back into frame, ladies and gentlemen. That has been game 1 of our final series of the day.